Hey everyone, I'm Nick, and this is my new to me 2005 Mini Cooper S. Now if you watched the video where I introduced this car, you'll probably notice that it looks a little bit different. And that's because I've been working on it, fixing a couple things, and improving some things. So let's get to it. I'll show you everything I did. Oh, because it's a British car, the hood release is on the passenger side. Okay. There's one issue we need to fix in here, and that is this intake hose. So we have our air filter in here, but what this is doing is letting unfiltered air come in, go through the throttle body, to the supercharger, and into the engine. So we're gonna fix that because I got a replacement part, so we don't need to worry about this. So I'm gonna be installing a new pipe, new rubber hose, Euro parts 13721491743. Alright, so the first step to removing this pipe is to remove this shroud here. So it's T30 screws. These screws felt like they had never been removed. Okay, short ones at the bottom, long ones at the top. Seems like I'll need to put some anti-seize on these. Next, we're going to remove the lower pipe here. There's little clips right here you want to release. You need to push on these to release it. Pop that out. There we go. Now this will bend out of the way. I might disconnect this. So you're losing the clamp, and we can like pull it back together later. Oh, there's a special tool for it. Move this out of the way. Now this should twist out. It's retained right here with the pin that we can pull forward. Twist it out of the way. Release it from the air box. You can see the pipe here is just splitting completely. That comes out. And you can see really just how bad this is getting. It's just split in half. Now what we want to do is disconnect the throttle body. So get the cable out of the way. We're gonna pop this off here and then slide that back. So you can release that. Oh, I guess you could also remove the top of the air box. You know, release the same type of clamp down there. And then back here, right there, we have a clamp holding the T off of that pipe. So we're gonna get in there with some pliers and release that. Only need the out of the one on this side here. Go. And that's why we need to replace this. There is the pipe we were taking off. Take these clamps off. And now we can work on putting the new one on. Now to make this a little easier, I'm gonna put a tiny bit of silicone spray in here. I wiped it down with a damp towel. And put a tiny bit of silicone spray in here. Just a dab. Get the hose clamp on here. I'm gonna try to line it so that I can reach it from this side now. I'm gonna take our paper towel out of there. Actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna also put this on the bottom before I forget. See right here, there's a little nub that goes into that notch. And it stops it from rotating when we're clamping it back down. You know what? I could just swap that one for a screw clamp. Oops. Okay, I'm going to replace this with a screw clamp. It'll be a little easier. Keep it loose. Put this aiming up so we can access it. There we go. we go. Now we need to tighten up the screw clamp back here. It's good. Now we have to squeeze these back together. So we want to get this piece to catch on here. Nope, I might not be able to do that. Nope, let's get this off, get a screw type clamp on it instead. Get the right size. That should do it. This is 2 1/4 to 3, 57 to 76. This should work. Make sure I get it off on the bottom as well. Apparently some people are able to reuse those clamps without the special tool, but I don't think that's gonna work for me. Now we're gonna put this back here. There we go. It's not going anywhere. And I can plug in the throttle body again, and we can put everything else back on. So we're gonna pop this back in, twist it into place. I have to remember how it fit through. Pop that back in, pop this back on. Ooh, almost. Yeah, there we go. Got that one back on. And that is back together. Put this back on too. Line this up right there. Gonna brush these clean here. There we go. Nice. So as you saw, with the right technique, you can probably close these back up. I wasn't able to on the fresh rubber here, but maybe if I can get my hands on the right tool, I'll get back in here and put the original ones back on, but I was able to do it right here. All right, I'll start it up and see what it sounds like.
You may be able to hear there's a pretty serious squeak on the passenger side. Let's get the car in the air and take a look underneath.
All right, so the Mini's in the air. Let's take a closer look. Let's take a look underneath, see what we can find. From my initial inspection when I bought the car, it looked good from the sides. So let's take a closer look. All right, so we have our tires here. See a little bit of, it's a little dry, a little bit of dry rotting. The wheels are in pretty good shape. You know, with 100,000 miles, not unexpected. See the caps are missing, but that's not a big deal. Come around to this side, other front wheel. Also some cracking here. So from what I can tell, these are like maybe 7 or 8 years old. So yeah. Suspension looks fine. We did hear a bit of noise on this side, so I'm gonna take a look around. I don't think it's the suspension, but we'll look underneath. You can see right here, the support, the bumper structure got pushed in a tiny bit in the front end accident had at some point, which also pushed in the light here, so we'll work on that in the future. Otherwise, things look pretty good here. Let's get underneath. Okay, so I know I said this was stock, but there is actually Underglow, and I'm gonna be looking for the control box for that. I found where it plugs in, but I did not find where I can sync it to my phone to control it. As we move back, I think there's supposed to be a plate, like a shield over here, so might have to get one of those. We've got a little bit of rust, nothing terrible. We'll get in there, brush it down, treat it. This side of the transmission, there's a little bit of wetness here. Looks okay on this side. Everything looks fine over here. But this here, this looks like the seal on the output shaft is. Could take a look at that at some point. This shininess could be from that. Not 100% sure, or it could be the plug here. So we'll have to take a look. Got the little cooler here. Got a little bit of shininess on the carrier bearing there. So it's possible we'll want to replace the axle and the carrier bearing. On this side, this ball joint looks pretty dry. So it could be that's making that creaking sound. So something to keep in mind. Otherwise, the suspension looks good. Belt looks good. Everything in here seems fine. Engine mounts look good. That seems okay. Got our exhaust in there. It's in good shape. Probably want to treat this. A little bit of rust there. Otherwise, very clean. Brake lines look good. Fuel lines. Fuel tank. Seems good. That's... it looks okay. Definitely could use a coating. I'll brush it down. Rust treat it. Same thing up here. Yeah, that could be brushed down. It seems generally decent. These parts are all replaceable if it ever comes to it. And then we got a shield over here that's pretty rusty. It's like the outer layer of the exhaust. So I guess it may be worth looking into replacing this or something like that. But while we're here, we can look at the exhaust. You can see one pipe comes here, comes over to the passenger side, flows back through here to the driver's side, and then we have a dual outlet right there. And this shield goes under the battery. So that other Mini saw the exhaust going straight right here is not right. Here we have the rear underglow. And then as we go back towards the middle, it's wired here and here. So that's good. Yeah, everything looks good. That's good. Just a tiny bit of, a couple spots where we could do some rust treatment. Exhaust mount looks fine. O2 sensor. I guess OEM cat. Well, that would be a bit of work to get these bolts out. And yeah, I think potentially, definitely, I think the ball joint here and then this arm at some point may need replacing. And we have a level sensor here for the headlights. And the other one for the rear is right here. Yeah, it looks good down here. Awesome. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these front wheels and tires could use a replacement. I think these are 2017. On the back, we have 18 and 19. I think on the driver's side, it may be probably similar to this. But since I have been planning to work on a Mini for quite some time, I was lucky enough to find a set of these with good tires at a junkyard. I'm gonna swap these on, keep these as spares. I do really like the S-lite style, but this should also look really good on there. The two-piece should be good. Actually, while I have the wheel off, we'll take a look at the suspension stuff in there. Holy moly. This is M12 by 1.5, and you put this so the wheel doesn't fall off. These must have been on there for a while. Yep. Get a mallet. I'm gonna spray a little bit of PV Blaster between the wheel and the mounting surface. That's really on there. Oh, come on. Really? Oh boy. Woo. There we go. Okay, here's the light. These look pretty good in here. Pretty clean. It's really just the ball joint down there, I guess. Wish we saw from underneath. Yeah, that's probably what's creaking. It's maybe a lower arm. Maybe we'd do a lower control arm. Everything else seems good, so. Gonna coat this so it doesn't seize again, and we'll be good. We'll get the other wheels off, and we'll take a look. This side looks good too. See, I use these threaded inserts so the wheel doesn't just fall off. Makes it a little easier to manage. Steering looks good. Cool. Let me get the rears off. All right, so I got the wheels off. It was quite the ordeal. I think the center rings here could use a clean. Fortunately, the brakes are in excellent shape. You can see the pads are really nice. Right here, we're good too. No lips. Good amount of pad on there. Looks good in here too. Yeah, the shell of this muffler is kind of falling apart, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do there. I do have adjustable arms on the parts car. You could potentially swap these, but I don't necessarily want to mess with that yet. I'm not sure. Like, you can get those arms, they're adjustable. Right there, but I don't know if it's worth it. There's more to deal with. So for now, I'll probably leave the suspension stock. It makes it easy, and it handles really well with stock suspension, so it's not really something that you need to worry about. Same thing here, looks good. This muffler, this part of the muffler is good. Again, on the rears, probably get a wire brush, clean that up, put some anti-seize on it, and we'll be good. We'll get in here and put in some touch-up paint soon. Maybe this we can pop back in. Looks like it just cracked a bit there. Oh no, something actually cut in here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe someone backed into it, but it's all good. I went to the local automotive paint shop and had them mix some liquid yellow, so this will look nice very soon. And the last thing I want to do is find out where the sync button for the Govee light strips for the Underglow. Now this is actually wired up quite nicely. We've got it right here. We got a fuse in line on the battery. We've got it grounded right here, the control box, then the wires run in here. This goes to the back along there and the rear, and this one goes to the front and then over to the other side. So it's actually installed quite nicely, and then inside there's a switch under the steering wheel for it, so it's not always on. So it's really well done. So since this runs back and I don't see any control box in there, I'm gonna take a look behind the wheel liner to see if it might be in there, because unless I can find the sync button, I can't actually sync it to my phone and control it, since it's, you know, that's how it works. So I'm gonna look through here.
It turned out I was wrong about the pairing method, and I just had to make sure the controller was powered.
Okay, I found it. It's car underglow. Yep. Boom. And there we go. And along the sides. Doesn't seem like the right color yet, but we'll work on that. We'll test it again with the car on the ground. but I got it. So now it's time to get the wheels back on. These new used wheels. And we'll see how it looks on this car. The gray should look quite nice with the yellow. And then maybe we'll think about matching this racing stripe to the wheels. I don't know, we'll see. All right, now we're gonna clean this up. Got a fire brush on a drill. Bit of anti-seize on this. I like to put a bit on the face as well here. But really, I think the most important is on there. So we do that all around. And of course, wear eye protection and probably a mask. Kicking up a lot of rust dust, I am wearing a mask. So. And the reason I take the time to do this, because when I work on cars, usually I'm the next person who's gonna get back in here. So make it easier for myself in the future. I also like to use anti-seize between the disc and the mounting plate on the hub, because otherwise sometimes you end up having to hammer the disc off, which is fine if you're replacing it, but if you're not, it's air hammer will dent your disc. And I have had to do that on a couple cars to remove the brake disc. It's really loud and it takes some time. All right, let's get this wheel on. Gonna use this. I'm 12 by 1.5. You know what? I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use 2. Do that. Grab your wheel. Line it up. Pop it on. So it'll hold there. Your socket and lug bolt. Started by hand. These are actually 2021 tires, and they're in great shape. It was a very lucky find. And we'll get the torques to spec on the ground. It's pretty unfortunate. The guy who put these on his Mini must have had it totaled out not that long after he got them, but they're being put to good use. 2021 also. So these wheels also came in silver and then black with the silver lip, and then you could option them to this powder coat color. And this one's also 2021, and these have been stored out of the sun, so they have not dried out since I got them. Now while it's in the air, I'm going to do some tire shine on here. Might as well. It'll look nice, and it's easier to get all around when it's not on the ground. This stuff is really good. I really like it. And it smells like grapes. Awesome. And we'll do all the others. I'd say that looks nice. Cleans it up nicely. And you know what, while we're here, what do you think of these wheels? How do you like them compared to the S-lites? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And with that done, our last step is to torque the wheels to spec. So let's get this back on the ground. And let's bring it down. All right. Man, this lift is great. Makes it so easy. Something I forgot to do. I forgot to air up the tires. For the spec is 35 PSI, so I'm gonna get a tire inflator, and we'll do that real quick. Ooh, 13, huh?
A big thank you to Eaton Wolf for sending me these tire inflators. I'll leave a link to my review video in the description.
What's the unauthorized owner's manual? I've never seen that, that's funny. All right, let's get this torqued up. Going to 120 Newton meters. And there we go, we're ready to get back on the road. Nice. The one thing we're gonna have to do is replace the hood struts. It holds open luckily, but they're a little weak, so we'll take care of that soon. Awesome. Let's see, what color should I do?
What color would you set the underglow to?
Oh, the factory yellow is pretty good in the dark. Yeah, that does look pretty cool. They look good.
Next, we're going to work on clearing the headlights. We taped around the headlight to protect the paint and the chrome. We're using a Cerakote kit, but there are many options out there. If you'd be interested in seeing a detailed video on headlight restoration, let me know down in the comments. This polishing step is extra and is not in the kit instructions.
We're partway through the process. So this is sanded, and after polishing it, which is an extra step we were adding, it looks really nice. So once this one's polished, it'll look like that, and we'll put the clear coat over it. With the coating applied, "60 minutes before you take it outside or drive it."
We also used the Cerakote kit for the black plastic trim on the car off camera.
So as you can see, the antenna mount is broken, so we're gonna fix that. First thing we want to do is remove this panel here. Pry that off, clips in all around. And up here, we got some wiring, and right there, you can see that big hex thing. That should be it. So we're gonna get that big nut off, get that antenna out, and put a new one on. That should be a 22. If I can fit it in. Nope. I'm trying to get it on the nut. Is it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the nut? Oh, it fell out. Okay. No.
What?
I need a magnet.
Oh, no.
Hopefully it's magnetic. I see it, but it's not in the... It's not actually in the headliner. You can put the headliner back.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like in the cavity above it.
Oh.
So... Okay, got it. Yeah, I was able to squeeze my hand in. Ugh, that was annoying.
To remove the antenna base, we also need to disconnect the antenna wire connectors under the headliner. I removed the rear handles, loosened the C-pillar trim, removed the sunroof trim, and pulled back the trunk seal to get better access to the connectors. At some point, we'll need to remove the headliner completely to recover it, but for now we just need enough to access the connectors.
Okay. So this here is the antenna connector, if I can free it up. And then there's a little connector here that goes to a white wire. Little connector. And this guy. And do we have... That's different. And that's different. So this is not gonna work. Unless... Nope. They're not the same connectors on the shark fin. Alright, so it turns out I don't have a spare that will wire up to the antenna. But after giving it some thought, I've decided that I'm going to put the shark fin antenna that has the GPS and nav stuff just to cover the hole. It'll look nice. And then I'm going to add the aux input to the back of my radio. And then when I go aftermarket, I might add another FM antenna somewhere else. But we'll put the shark fin on here for now. So we're going to feed these in. Might wrap them in fabric tape, but they'll fit here one at a time. There we go, drop that in. That's gonna look cool. And then we go back inside and we're gonna attach this. So this antenna shark fin came from the car that has the navigation right here, which is why it's slightly different. But like I said, we're gonna just tuck that away. The trade-off for now is just not having a radio antenna. So we should be fine. Now the socket for the nut for that one is a 17. So that's what I'm gonna be using. Now the way these this nut works is the inner ring here slides on and the nut will turn and tighten it on so that doesn't spin. It keeps the cables out of the way. And in my case, the opening goes towards the back. So we're gonna try to get that in place, probably by hand first. Yeah, we need help holding the antenna in place. And then we'll be able to put it in. No, come on. Honestly, it's probably easier with the whole headliner out, but that's a big job. I think it's going now.
With the antenna secured, we can put the headliner and trim back in place.
And there we go. That looks cool.
I think that was a good amount of improvements and repairs we've done so far, and I think it looks really good. If you enjoyed this video or if it helped you out, be sure to help me out and leave a like, and don't forget to hype the video too. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.